Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I would like to show you how to create an interactive dashboard. So the data that you're seeing in front of your screen, I've downloaded it from cargo.com. So I'll also leave a link in the description below so that you can download the same data set and be able to follow this tutorial. So for us to create an interactive dashboard, we need pivot charts. So first of all, let us turn our data into a table and then create our pivot charts. So I'm going to create a pivot chart, you need to click Ctrl T, and then Excel is going to ask us if our table has got headers. So I'm going to say, okay, we have got headers because these are the headers. Now, as you can see from our data, we have got the date, we have got the age group, we have got the bikes, the product categories, and we have got the profit, we have got the cost, we have got the revenue. So this is the kind of data that we're going to use to create our pivot charts. Okay. So for us to create a pivot table, what we need to do is we can click right here, which says summarize with pivot table, or we can go right here which says insert. There is an option to select from recommended tables. Excel recommends some tables, but again we're going to use we're going to create our own pivot tables. So just click right here, and then Excel is asking us which table should we select. Okay, because we only have one table, that's why we can see that here it says table 1. Okay, so if you had several tables, you can choose from the table that you want to use to create a pivot table and thereafter create pivot charts. Okay, Excel is also asking us where do you want our pivot tables to be, to be placed. I want Excel to create a new worksheet, but if you want, you can as well choose the location, but I think it's convenient for me if Excel creates a pivot. It creates a worksheet for me. Okay, now the first pivot table that I want to create will be I want to compare the cells between the years and months. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I would like to change the name of my pivot table. I'm going to name my pivot table sales by okay, so that is the name of my first pivot table. And then I think I have to change the worksheet name right here. So I'm going to say month, year. From my heading, as you can see here, we have pivot table fields. Okay, so these are the headings that are present right here. So what I'm going to do is I need to select, first of all, let me select the year and put it in my row. And then I'm going to select months, which is going to be in my rows as well. Now I need to select the categories. I'm going to compare my sales based on the categories, or which categories were doing better. So here is the category. If you don't find it, there is an option here to just search for it. Now I'm going to click and drag it on the column. Now I need to select which values do I want to compare. Okay, now I want to compare the revenue. These are the sales that happened. Okay, now as you can see, we have successfully created a pivot table which is comparing the categories with the sum of revenue. Okay, this is also dependent on which months and on which category they made a lot of sales. Okay, for example, as you can see here, for the accessories, there were no sales in January 2011, but for the bikes, there were sales in January 2011. For the clothing as well, there were no sales in January 2011. Okay, so as you can see, the total here is only for the bikes. Okay, now for us to create a pivot chart, as you can see, we need to go right here on the analyze. First of all, before we do that, we need to change the number format. So I'll just go and click on any number right here, and then I will right click and then go on value field settings. Okay, here there is the number format, and then I'm going to choose number. I'm going to reduce the number of decimals to 0, and then I want the comma separator. If I click okay, you see that there is a change in our numbers. Okay, this is easier to read other than all the numbers being compacted together. Now we can create a pivot chart. So for us to create a pivot chart, make sure that you are inside the pivot table, and then we're going to go on pivot chart like here. The chart that I want to create here is going to be a line chart, because this is going to be easier to visualize all the data depending on the days and months. Okay, now I'm going to click OK right here. So as you can see, we have successfully created our pivot chart, but again we can drag it so that we see clearly the months and the years. Okay, we need all the months that are available to be visible. Okay, so this is it. So this is our pivot chart. Now we need to remove these field buttons. They are not relevant to me, and then I'm going to go on one field button, right click on it, and then here there is a hide all field buttons on the chart. So if I do that, all the field buttons that you were seeing on the chart, they are gone. The other thing is I need to change the format for my numbers. This way there are too many, but I want to reduce them in 2000s. You need to click right here and then click format axis. Okay, so as you can see here, we're going to format our axis. So as you can see, we need to display units. I want to display thousands, and then you can choose to show the 1000 or not, but I think the 1000 should be visible, so that people should know that this is 3 million, not 3000 watch. Okay, now another thing is I need to add a chart title. So I'll just go right here, click chart title, and then I'm going to say these are the cells. Okay, so we can move our title and place it wherever we want. I just want it to appear right here. Okay, now we have created our first pivot chart. Now let us create the other charts that are going to be available on our dashboard. Okay, now let us go back to here where there is our table, and then I'm going to say insert another chart. Again, we're going to choose the same chart, table 1, the same table 1, and then I want Excel to create a new worksheet again. This is going to be sales by category, so I'm going to say category right here, and then I want also to change the name of my sheet. I'm going to say category right here. Okay, and then this is sales by category. So let me see where is the category. I'm going to put it on my row, and then I'm going to search where there is the revenue. I'm going to put it on my row again. Okay, so this is the sum of the revenue. Okay, now I need to format the numbers again. Okay, so as you can see, we have formatted the numbers. Let's go and create the pivot chart. Okay, so this is our pivot chart. I'm going to hide the field buttons. Okay, now let us create another pivot chart. So I'll just go back to our table, click insert, and then I'm going to click on the pivot table, click OK. This one is going to be sales by gender, so I'm going to say gender right here, and then I'll go right here, I'm going to say gender as well, and then I'm going to go right here. hide value, hide the field balance, and then I'm going to put the chart title right here. Okay. Okay, now let us create another pivot chart. So I'm going to go back on the cells. I'm going to say insert. So this one will be based on the country, cells by country. So I'm going to type country right here, and then I also want to type country right here. Okay, and then I'm going to search for the revenue right here, and then I'm also going to search for the country right here, and the category. Where is the product category? Okay, change the field balance. So I want this to be a bar chart, so I'm going to select this one. Let us change the number format right here. I'm going to display the thousands. Okay. Okay, so let us add a field, a chart title right here. So I'm going to say sales by country. Okay. Let me drag it. I want it to be right here. Okay. So as you can see, we have created that pivot chart. Now let us create our last pivot chart. We'll just go back to the cells, and then I'm going to click insert pivot. Okay. And then this one is based on age group. Okay. So I'm going to say age group right here as our pivot table name. Here, our worksheet should be age group. Okay. So let us create our pivot chart here based on age group. Now, first of all, let us put revenue right here, and then I'm going to put product category right here, and then we want the age group. The age group is going to be only right here. Okay, so first of all, let us format the number. I'll go on number format, number, reduce the number of decimals, input the comma separator. Okay, now as you can see, we have successfully formatted our number. Go on analyze, go right here. So here you can create any type of pivot chart that you want, but I want this one. So I'm going to say, first of all, I want to remove all the field balance. I want to add a chart title, and the chart title, this is going to be okay. Now let us resize our chart. This is too big. Okay, we need to resize our chart so that everything that is available should be visible. Okay. Okay, so I don't like these guidelines, so I'm just going to delete them, and then I'm going to squeeze this one to the beginning. Okay, now here is it. I'm going to change the format right here. Just double click on it. Okay. So format axis, and then I'm going to say display units as thousands. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we have successfully created our pivot charts. So we have created all the pivot charts that I wanted. Now let us create a new worksheet, which I'm going to name with dashboard. So I'm going to say this is our dashboard. This is where all our analysis will be displayed. Now I want it to be at the beginning of all the worksheets, and I will start copying I will start copying each and every chart to our. So just click Ctrl V, and then I'm going to paste that one. As you can see, it has been successfully pasted, and then I'll just squeeze it front right here, and then let me go and copy another chart. I'll copy this one, I'll go here, and then I'm going to paste it, Ctrl V. That was on category. I'll go copy this as well. I'll go on the dashboard, I'll paste it. That was on gender. I'll go on the country, I'll copy this, Ctrl C. I'll come here, I'll Ctrl V. Okay, let me undo that one. I'll go right here, Ctrl V. This is based on country. Let us go on the age group. I'll copy this. I'll go on the dashboard and I'll do Ctrl V. Okay, so this is our dashboard. Okay, finally we are done. Okay, now I'm just joking. Now let us look at how do we make it look nice. Okay, first of all, let us drag this one. Let us drag it. Yeah, it should be at this position, and let us increase the width of this row, and we just need to rearrange things right here so that we have our dashboard looking very nice. So what we need to do, we have created this space right here. Let me scroll down and rearrange a few things right here. So I'm going to squeeze this table downwards so that I can have access to the other charts. So let me just squeeze this here. I'll squeeze it again. Let me just squeeze it. Yeah, just like this. And then they see this one. Let me just put it right here. Okay. And then let us remove this one. Let me put it here. Okay. So as you can see, I think this one can be like here. And then I can just squeeze a little bit. Let me squeeze it, and it should be in line with the other chart that is at the top right there. Okay, so as you can see, we have we have rearranged the first charts. So let us also do the same with this one. So I'm just going to put this one right here, and then I'll take the pie chart. Let me put it right here. Okay, so actually pie charts take a lot of space, as you can see. So I'll just reduce it a little bit, position it right here. So I'll just squeeze here a little bit, and here I might as well squeeze this chart maybe to this point, so that all the charts should fit together. Okay, so as you can see, we have managed to squeeze all the charts and fit them together. So first of all, let us remove this. So what we can do is we can just delete them on our charts. The reason why I'm deleting, it's because we're going to use custom headings that we're going to put in here. The good thing is, as you can see, all the charts that we have being analyzed based on categories. So these are the categories that you see right here. The three colors represent three different categories. So that is going to be very easier for us to put a custom key or a custom legend. And again, I don't want to display these grid lines, so I just click on them, and then I'm going to delete so that our chart looks like this. Okay, now let us change the color for this. Okay, so I'm just going to go right here, and then I want it to be green. Okay, so let me just highlight like this, and then I want this is I just want it to be green, just like that. And let me put that automatic right here, because that was I was changing actually the font, not the background. Okay, so that is how it is going to look. Now maybe you can just squeeze this a little bit down right here. So we need to put a heading right here. So what you need to do is, let us go on insert, and then we're going to here we're going to click here on the text box, and then we're going to select the area where we want to put our text. And then we can just squeeze this a little bit. So I'll just put it right here, and then here you can just enter the text that you want. For example, this is a sales report, Zimadzi sales report. And I have to apologize, my keyboard has developed a fault. Some of the letters are not working, so I'm going to use an on-screen keyboard. So I'll just click right here, and then I might format. Let me just format. Okay, so I'll just format my text box right here. I'll just go here on the format shape, and then let me remove the fill. And then I also want to remove the line. We shouldn't have any line. And then here I can just, for example, remove the size of our text, the font size. I can just put it maybe at let's say 28. Let me put it at 20, and then I'm going to increase the text box right here. You can as well change the font type. Just put the font type that looks nice to you. Let me try this one. If you want, you can as well change the text color. Let me just select all of them. The text color here, I want it to be white. So as you can see, that's how it is going to look. Now let us also put the legend right here. So what I'm going to do for me to put the legend, as you can see, these are the colors that we are very much interested in. Let us insert a shape. So I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to select, for example, this one, and then I'm going to draw it right here. I'm just going to copy this shape. So for us to copy this shape, you need to control, and then you can just drag it and do like this. That means you have copied this shape again. So I would just want to have 3 copies of this shape. Okay, so as you can see, we have copied the shape. Now let us change the color of the shape, or maybe let us first reduce the size of our shape. So I'm just going to squeeze it like this, so that okay, let me just delete these ones. So let us just copy the final shape. So I'll just copy this, and I'll also copy this, so that we have uniform shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the colors. So we have change the color. This is the first color. So let me just go right here. Let me go right here. So I'm going to change this one to this, and then we have this color. I think that's the same color that we have right here. But again, let's see which is the color that matches that color. I think that this one matches the color that is here. I think we should just undo. And then let us change this color again to match this color. So I'll just go right here, and then let me see which is the color that matches that one. I think this one matches that color. Okay, we need to put variables for that describes the color. Okay, first of all, let us format the shape. I just want to remove we should have no line right here. I'll go right here, no line. I'll also go right here, I want the line. Let us insert a text box again. So I'll just go on right here, and then text box. So I'll just input the text box right here, and then let us see, we have accessories, we have bikes, and we have clothing. Okay, so I'll just go back to my dashboard. The first one, I think, let us go, for example, here. You see that the first one, this color is the bikes. So I'll just go right here. I'm just going to say bikes right here. I'll just use my keyboard as well, my own screen keyboard. So I'll just say bikes right here. Let me format the shape right here. So I want no fill, and then I'm going to say I don't want a line again. So here, let me just change the font size. Let me just put it at 14. I want it to be bold, and then let me also change the font color. I want it to be white. And then I can as well change the font type. Okay, so this is the letters that describes the color, and then we can just copy this one again. Control, then I'll copy the text. Control, I'll also copy the text. Okay, so let us just squeeze this. We can squeeze it right here. We can also squeeze right here. We can squeeze this shape again, put it right here, and then we can as well squeeze this one and put it right here. And then we also want this one to be in line. Okay, so this is these are the bikes. So let me see, what is this? Let us just go right here, and you see that this is the accessory. So what you need to do, I can just copy right here. It's the accessories, so I'll just copy. I'll go back to my dashboard, and then I will paste in here, because I have a keyboard problem, so I don't want to start typing and the like. So I'll just put it right here. And the other one is let me just go check. The other one is clothing, so I can just go back on the cells again, and let me see if I can just copy that one again. I'll go back to my dashboard, and then I'm gonna paste here. This is clothing. So this is how it is going to appear. And then here, let me just put it in small letters, in small caps, so that it matches the other text. So this is how it is going to appear. And then you can drag so that it looks nice. If you're convinced that this is nice to you, you can just leave it to there, but just make sure that the text are visible, the shapes are visible, and yeah, drag a little bit. So as you can see, we have inserted a legend right here, which is describing whatever is in our in our graphs down below. And the other thing that we can do right here, we can go right here, and I want to freeze. Okay, I just want to freeze this this panel, so that whenever I'm scrolling down, this is going to it is not going to move. So I'll just go right here, and then I'm going to say freeze top row. So that means when I'm scrolling down right here, you see that the top row is going to be static. It's not going to move or do anything. Okay, now let us put our slicers, so that when we want to filter our information, or the graphs should be giving the information that we have just filtered. So in order for us to do that, let us go. We can just click anywhere here. Here there is an option to add a slicer. So we can just click here, right here, and we can add a slicer. What kind of slicer do you want to put? Okay, maybe we can filter depending on the state. So because we don't have anything that it is giving us the states, so we can just say we want a state. So as you can see, we have a slicer right here. So we can just make sure that our slicer fits in this space that we have left. Okay. We can do the same right here. Okay, we can as well squeeze this one again. Okay, so here is our slicer. So if I click right here, you see that it is filtering our data based on the information that we have filtered. Okay, so just to create the slicer, you can just click right here and then the slicer will be created. Let me add another slicer right here. Go on analyze and then insert add slicer. Here we have filtered according to country. Let us filter according to year, or let us filter according to year. Okay, let us filter according to month. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is another filter, so I'm just going to add it here. This is our slicer, and then I'm going to squeeze it a little bit so that it fits into that space. Okay, so here we have got a space to put another slicer, so we can just put another slicer right here. Let me see what kind of slicer we can put. Here I'm going to click right here. I'm going to go and analyze, insert slicer, and then we can put a slicer maybe according to a subcategory. Okay, so this is another slicer, so let us just put it right here. Let us scroll to the top, okay, like this, and then we're going to squeeze the slicer a bit. So this is our slice. Okay, let us scroll a bit. So what we can do is, let us click on our slicer. We can increase the size right here. We have inserted our slicer. So let us now connect the slicers so that whenever we filter based on any criteria, all the slicers should give us that kind of information. Okay, so first let us click right here, and then I'm going to go on here, report connections. So I just want to add all the pivot tables, and then I'm going to click OK. So I will go on this slicer again, and then I'm going to here report connections, and then I'm going to add all the all the pivot tables. I'll also scroll down. I'll go on this slicer again, and then I'm going to say report connections. So I'm going to also connect all the slicers. Okay, so this way, if I click anywhere here, you see that our data, everything is going to be filtered. Okay, so for example, if I click right here, everything will be filtered. So if the thing that we have selected, there is no data, you see that on the graphs the graphs will be empty, those that don't have that kind of information. Okay, so when you are creating your filters, just make sure that there is information that is needed. Okay, so this is how you can create an interactive dashboard. Okay, so we can just clear all the filters right here. As you can see, everything is changing.